This photo challenge really got away from me. We were supposed to finish in August. September, October, November, December. This is like 5 months and change that we've been working on this. I'll tell you what, I didn't really get anything good for this. I did intentionally shoot a few frames here and there, but going back through my film from the last 5 months, I'm unable to determine really which images I shot for this challenge because most of what I shot is actually pretty sharp. And I think that comes from mostly I was shooting on the f6, and the f6 has, or with some lenses, has the lens's image stabilization built in. So like I could be shooting on like a nice modern lens and have a nice 15th of a second or 1/8 of a second shutter speed and get a sharp photo. So I can't, I can't tell what I shot for this. So dumb. That being said, I have gone through and found a few of my own images that look like they were probably slow shutter speeds from the last 5 months. And so we'll start with yours because a few of you did actually post for this, and thank you for those of you who did that. And then we'll talk about the next challenge. So let's dive in. Straight into the Discord. Here is our first submission from the Film Phoenix. 1 second for the Kodak panorama to sweep across a 12-inch long strip of film. That's a humongous sheet of film. Holy crap. And it looks actually very good. This is that like wide lux style, right? Where you're so really cool, super hyper psychotic panorama, and by and large, really good looking. I can't tell that this was not on a tripod. Here's what the negative looks like. That's ridiculous. Beautifully done. Let's see. 2 pictures per roll of 120. Those are expensive pictures. Nice one. Jay Foster. Cloudy, vignetted star trail lined tree. Camera fell. Oh, dude. That's the worst. That being said, I have seen artwork come out of MFA programs that is far worse than this. This is a good looking photo. I like it. I can't tell what it is. I mean, I think it looks like a tree, but it could be sort of anything. It's sort of Rorschach-y, which is kind of the point. You know, it's like we're not into this challenge for extreme sharpness. We're into it for like some blur. Like give me some like shenanigans. So I would call that a happy accident. I would spot out a couple of these little buddies down here, these little white specks, and call it good. I'm into it. Oh, this is the setup shot. Here's the camera. There's the tree. So, dude, honestly, crushed it. Looks great. The Film Phoenix is back. Here's another full second with the Amazon Prime advertisement rolling through the frame. That's great. I love the panoramas and the way that they typically will do this to straight lines. That's really fun. I do like the full border scan on this. How do you scan 12 inches of film? I assume you have to do it in sections and then stitch them together later. But still, that's freaking cool, man. And you've got the movement, right? The landscape's staying still, and the truck is not quite still. That's cool. Aztalandan. 100-year-old barn and silo made with a brownie, 1.5 second handheld exposure onto a paper negative. Not even film. ISO of around 6. Dude, that's what I'm talking about. Sharpness is overrated. Ain't nobody got no time for no sharpness. That looks awesome. When your exposures are this long, it's hard, you know, to get anything really in the sky. God, my computer is filthy. That looks cool. I'm into it. All of it. I'm about it. It looks great. Here he is again. Church in Wisconsin on a brownie paper negative. scanned and printed as a cyanotype. The goal, here we go, this is it. The goal was not to try to get a sharp image handheld, but to embrace the ethereal softness of a 2-second exposure. Booyah. Frickin' crushed it. Spot this little weirdness down right here and you are set. That looks cool. I don't even like cyanotypes because they're too blue. I would prefer it to look like a platinum print. But that's awesome. You get like a real cold cemetery vibe from it. It would also look crazy as Van Dyke Brown. Get that sort of earth tones like when you're in the cemetery with the dirt and the, you know, that's awesome. I'm into it. Let's see, Brandon. 1 second at f64 on the Instax Lomo graph lock. Moon between the tree branches. Okay, the Instax Lomo graph lock is enough of a pain in the ass as it is. But to hand hold of 1 second exposure for that? Woof. Nice, dude. Nice. This is the setup shot. Oh, that's great. That looks perfect. What could possibly go wrong? Just freeballing it. Well done. Here's another one. Sans tripod. So there's the setup. Dude, okay, nature as a tripod absolutely works. I am into it. Just set your camera on literally anything. It's going to work great. And here is the result. I believe this is the drunken self-portrait experience going on. And then obviously the bottle of booze or whatever that is. That's good. Brandon continues to suffer F22 for 1 minute with a flash bulb right off the bat. Boom! A little bit of sharpness and then not so much sharpness. Gnarly. That's cool. This is his tripod. Self tripod experience. It's good. This is good. Ooh, Vladimir is not fucking around. That's incredible. Wow. I'm actually a little speechless. That's a really gorgeous image. The black border with the drop shadow on the white whatever really gives you the sense of presentation that this is fine art, right? This looks like a print that's been framed that's sitting on a wall. Just like you can get on all the weird stock websites where you upload your photo and it's like, oh, this is what it looks like in a rich person's living room. Same vibe. Really looks excellent. I would buy a print of this. This is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Kind of tripping me out with the ears going on down here. It's almost like two separate exposures that were combined, but there's that slight sense of movement. Really beautifully done. That's incredible. Manuel 4x5, handheld with a 0 image 2000 pinhole. Dude, crushing it. But where did they go, man? Like they're like super ethereal there. Like how long was your exposure? Is it just like the half a second or the 1 second it takes the people to move that far? It's cool. I get like a kind of a sad, like dead kid vibe out of this, which is, it is what it is. Like it makes me feel something. And in that case, like absolutely, yes, it's art. It looks really good. It's a little depressing. And maybe that's the point. And if it's not, then oh well. J. Foster, 2 minutes at f64. A graph flex propped with rocks. He says, forgot my tripod head, not on purpose. You don't need that shit. You don't need it. Look, the picture came out just fine. This is very pornographic, J. Foster. I don't know if you're intending to be pornographic about this, but this is straight up naughty. And if you guys don't see it, then you can see it. You can see it. That's naughty. Good job, J. Foster. I'm into it. That's good gnarly. We got more submissions on this than I thought we did. I guess having 5 months to put together a body of work, or even an image, is great. Film Phoenix is back. Slow shutter speed. Number 1 panorama. I restored to working order. 1901 camera. Dude, if it weren't for all this modern crap in here, this could be a shot from 1901. But the Americans and their houses and their cars, man, they're ruining your shot. Kentmere Pan 100. This is interesting. You got the rebate into the image, so you're photographing all the way through the entire piece of film. That's cool. I've not seen that. Maybe ever, actually, seeing this rebate in the middle, or not in the middle, but in the photo. That's cool. 30th of a second, he says. That's cool. Cool, cool, cool. Old Bucket Mouth. Haven't been on the Discord. Playing around with some handheld Windy Day Filmopan 100 RB67. God damn, those cameras are sharp. RB67 is an incredible piece of camera. Also, 7 pounds handheld is a lot of camera to hand hold, but also like maybe the heavier the camera, the more stable it is. Or like the more your hands shake because you can't hold it up. I don't know. This is cool. Wow. That looks great. Very ethereal. You've got the long exposure because there's clearly water moving down here over these, whatever's underneath the water, or maybe these leaves are moving and that's what that is. That's a great shot. Absolutely killer. I almost want to see it as a vertical panorama. Like omit all of this and all of this and maybe get rid of this guy and just like crop it in. Maybe not. Maybe it's just perfect as it is. That's a gorgeous tree. I want to go there. Where is this? 26 minutes, midday exposure from September. Huh. That's cool. Oh, it's on a tripod. Bro, you're killing me, Smalls. Here I am like, shit. Well, you know what? It's still a good shot. Old Bucket Mouth. That's what I get for not reading the words. It's a gorgeous shot. But you break them rules shooting on a tripod. If you'd handheld that, damn. Film Phoenix is back. Canon FTB 55mm 1.2. Woof. Little shake, like it almost feels like you tilted the camera with the dog. That's cool. There's like this blur that feels like it could have been the ear. I don't know. That's fun. Last one. The Film Phoenix handheld photo of Howard. Phoenix Photo Lab. Rolleiflex Automat. 1/125th of a second wide open. I'd say that counts. Totally counts. That's awesome. Looks good. Also makes me wonder if I've been using my rotary trimmer backwards for 15 years. I probably have. Sweet. That's cool. I like it. I like the shenanigans going on with the lights. I like that it's clearly an expired film stock and, shit happens. But honestly, this looks really good. Okay. Beautifully done, all of you. I'll show you like the 5 photos that I have for this challenge real quick, and then we'll talk about the next one. So let me pull that up. Okay. So here are the images that I shot at a shutter speed of a 30th of a second or slower that I either remember doing that or you can tell, like looking at whatever. So there was a dead bird. Sometimes birds get into our building. This little buddy found his way somewhere and we found his corpse and I had nothing to do. So I hung out and photographed this dead bird for a little while. It's not freaky, I swear. So yeah, this is, I'm using some sort of like artificial lighting here to sort of shape and direct the light, but it wasn't very bright. I think it was actually this light right here. And there's really not a lot going on there. So just kind of like, and then make it happen. Fire, nighttime, this was during the summer at some point. So this may have been actually technically outside the challenge time, but whatever, what are you gonna do, sue me. I love slow shots of fire, and it has to be just the right amount of slow. Because if you go too slow, it's just a blur. There's just like a blob of light. If you go too fast, you freeze the flames, but you don't get any like movement out of it. And I think that whatever shutter speed this was, because it was freaking months ago, was that. So into it, love it. Also, it shows Kristen using her Bronicas. Excuse me. Shows Kristen using her Bronica, which is awesome. Come on, I love coffee. So this was shot as part of my Day in the Life series, which we did a challenge previously about that. And coffee is a huge part of my everyday life, maybe huger than it probably should be. But you got to have some sort of vices to get you through life, or maybe you don't, but I do. So this is that. Nice slow shutter speed to get the pouring of the coffee, but also surprisingly sharp in terms of being able to read all this stuff and whatever. So I think that went actually quite well. This may be the best one of the series that I shot. I don't know if this one counts, but it's blurry, so I thought it might maybe count. I like stuff like this where the road's kind of cruising by you. You don't know if it's really water or road or what it is. I'm pretty sure I shot this on my, maybe even my little plastic point and shoot, so it may not count, but it's cool. These are our battery-powered fake candles. Because I like to have like little baby light sources like that all around me at home, and if you do that with a real candle next to a bunch of fake everything, you're probably going to set the damn house on fire. So this is for sure high speed, for sure handheld, wide open, sharpish. The grain in film, especially 35 millimeter film, can often fake sharpness for you on your behalf. So that's clearly what's going on here. This isn't particularly sharp, but you feel like you can see detail in the leaves because there's film grain there. I like shots like that. That sort of glow that you get from candles or fire or whatever. I'm into it. I like skulls. That's great. Good shot. This is probably not even a slow shutter speed, honestly. It's whatever. Fine. This one definitely was, because the X-Pan does not go wide open enough for me. So you can see this is an X-Pan shot. And looking through these next couple images were what got me like kind of stoked about getting back into X-Pan land. I'd picked it up and shot a roll through it and enjoyed it. And so I was like, all right, here we go. We're going to do this. Like they're blurry. There's not nearly enough light for this, and I'm hand holding it, and there's a lot going on. This is actually from way before this challenge, so. But this is something I do a lot, is I'll just set the camera on a table and just rock and roll. So this was from my birthday, which is in the end of April, and all the homies we had come hang out with us for my birthday shenanigans at my favorite local watering hole. Set the camera on a table and don't worry about it. Also X-Pan. And then that same experience, you can tell that it's just slow enough. And it really bothers me about the X-Pan, which I don't have sitting in front of me. It does not indicate to you in any way when you're in automatic mode what sort of shutter speed it's about to do. It doesn't say, hey, this is going to be slow. You might want to rethink this. It just snaps a photo. So unless I put it into manual mode and like actually turn on my brain, I have no idea what it's about to do. And because I'm an idiot, I end up getting a lot of blurry photos. I do like the way that this is composed. So like whatever, it's slow and it's sort of soft, but it's a moment that I enjoyed. That's all I have for you. So I'm going to turn this off. Listen. It took me 5 months to get here because I got a lot of balls in the air right now. A lot of ins, a lot of outs. So what I would like to suggest that we, as a community, approach for the coming year is a long-term project rather than a short-term challenge. Something I used to do a lot is pick a subject for the year, or pick a series that I wanted to chase down over the course of a year, and just kind of touch base with that series whenever I felt like I was in sort of a rut, that I needed a little bit of inspiration. Like, just touch base on that. Go find a mood board and make a mood board, pin, and figure out something you want to shoot. So I did that coffee series that I think we showed in one of our videos, where I took all the photos to Val's workshop, on our local coffee shop / barbershop. So I'm going to recommend that we each this year pick a long-term project, with the goal being to put together a body of work that we could then hang up in a gallery, or maybe put together as a small zine, or even a book. If you're a prolific shooter, make a book. Like, make that your 2024 goal, your challenge to yourself, as like, okay, we're going to do this. I'm going to make a book, and it's going to be all about bonsai trees or whatever. Like, I don't know, whatever you're into, whatever strokes you are. No, nothing strokes. Delete, undo, whatever floats your boat. I don't have a subject for myself in mind yet for this year. I am going to be shooting the X-Pan all year, and so I need to figure out what lends itself well to a very panoramic format, aside from landscapes. Like, obviously landscapes, but what else can you use a hyper panorama format like that for and make it work? So, because I don't have time to like hang out and do videos like we used to and go through challenges like this, I recommend that we do a year-long challenge, all of us together. Post your progress as you go. Once you choose your topic or your subject matter, post that in the Discord. As you start to pull down images, post those up in the Discord. I want to see what your progress looks like. And the more we all say, hey, here's what my shit looks like for the year, here's the topic that I've chosen, here's what's happening, the more that we see you doing that, the more that we will feel inspired to do the same thing and touch base with our project. Does that make sense? I don't know. I like the idea of a longer term project right now. It feels right. So I will try and choose something and post that up in the Discord. It'll be hyper panorama. It'll be X-Pan format. But yeah, let's just see what we see. I think it'll be fun. Let us know what you're doing. Discord link in the comment section or description down below. I'm excited. I think it'll be interesting. I think it'll be fun. It'll be different. It'll be hard. Let's do it.